Personalized content focused on what you may need to see or take action on can be presented to you using a Smartsheet tool called Dynamic View. This video walks you through its key features. Here's the basic layout of the working space in Dynamic View. You may have gotten here by various paths or links, and the Dynamic View may be surrounded by different colors or content or appear in different sizes or shapes, but this part will be consistent. It will have a title, an info button. Click that for some of the backstory in this view, closing it with the X in the upper right. A set of icons, a row of one-to-many column titles, and a series of zero-to-many data rows. It may or may not include a column with your name or email, but the special feature of Dynamic View is that it displays only the content from one or more sources pertinent to you. In this example, if these rows had been assigned to Will or Kaylee or whoever else, you would not see them, and they would see only those rows assigned to them. To work within a Dynamic View, you'll simply select a row. The way to know which rows to access will vary depending on whatever instructions you've been given. In this example, the items yet to be worked on have a status other than resolved. Click anywhere on a row when it's shaded light blue while hovered, and a Details panel opens up on the right. The panel will contain field names and possibly one or more grayed out boxes, and/or may include guidance above any of those boxes. Sometimes all boxes may be grayed out since the content presented is for your information only and does not require any action on your part. If you can see that a field has content that extends beyond the right end of the box, you can use your right and left arrows to view the rest of it. Note that the Edit panel may extend beyond the bottom of the page, and thus part of it could need to be scrolled into view. In any box with a white background, make whatever edits are applicable to your situation. Whenever you make edits, a Save button will appear in the bottom right corner. Tap it to record your changes, and then either A, tap the X in the top right to close the Details panel, or else B, simply tap another row on the left side to open its Details panel. The last row you opened will remain a little darker blue. That might be all you need to know and do for now. Stay tuned though if you'd like a little coaching on the use of those action items. They can save you some effort here and there. The action icon set will typically start with no filter applied, formatting selected, that is, looking gray, and wrap unselected. You can show or hide the row and cell formatting with the paint roller icon. It's usually best though to leave it in show mode, that is grayed. And you can expand or contract the content using the wrap text icon. Select the view you find most useful, although you might prefer to leave that one off so you can more easily see and select rows, since most of what you'll need to know will be found when you click a row. You can also vary the column widths as may suit you. Now, about filters. If you have only a few records showing, you probably won't need to use filters. You may need to scroll below the column titles to see all the rows that are available to you. But if there are lots of records, you can choose to see just a subset of them by clicking the filter icon. If you anticipate using the same filter in the future, you can name it. I like to always create one called Playground. Putting the plus sign in front makes it always appear at the top of the list when you have created multiple filters. Any filters you save by name are only available and used in that Dynamic View. Any other Dynamic View you may have access to will have or may need filters you create for it. Depending on your designated privileges for this asset, you may or may not see the Share Filter option. In this example, we'll focus only on the two rows containing the word carpet in the work order description column. You have lots of ways to slice and dice the content. In this case, we'll just use contains. When we apply the filter, we see, next to the name we gave it, the resulting number X of the total number of Y rows. Hover any existing filter to see the four things you can do to or with it. Click the name to simply apply that filter. Click the pencil to edit it. Click the copy icon to duplicate it. Click the trash icon to delete it. Let's edit our example filter to ask it to show only the rows containing the word Gisela in the requester name column. So we tap plus condition, select the field name, make the filter choices, and tap apply. We'll now turn off the filters and see the whole list again. Finally, let's look briefly at the multiple ways you might access Dynamic View and two main ways it might appear to you. The prettiest option is when you encounter it in a dashboard, aka a portal, and our example in this video focused on that interface. You might also have occasion to do one of these, either of which will display in one place all Dynamic Views that have been set up for you. Simply select Dynamic View from your launcher in the upper right corner when logged into Smartsheet. That is, tap the 9 dots in a square icon and you should see Dynamic View among the options. The tools displayed there may vary based on your role. Or go directly to dynamicview.smartsheet.com. You'll probably be asked to allow Dynamic View to access your Smartsheet content. Here's what Dynamic View looks like in its raw form. It looks essentially identical to the dashboard view, except it's just in a different wrapper, one that doesn't have the college's branding. The title, info icon, action items, column titles, and data rows are there just like before, and the interaction is completely identical. When you launch Dynamic View directly, you'll probably see the last view you had open, if any. Tap the hamburger icon in top left to display a menu showing the Smartsheet assets that have been set up for you with Dynamic View. These can be displayed using the navigation icons, Home, Recent, and Favorites. You can open or close the left panel menu using the hamburger icon. It's usually less distracting to keep the menu closed. So after all, what's in it for me? What you see in Dynamic View is all and only what matters to you among the growing number of assets available in Smartsheet. Still have questions? You'll find answers at westmont.edu/smartsheet, or you can send an email to smartsheet@westmont.edu, and we'll be glad to help you along. Thanks for watching.